Rhea Ripley WWE injury concern update. A WWE Backstage update has emerged regarding Rhea Ripley, who reportedly had something of an injury scare during a recent match. This past weekend saw the second edition of WWE's return to network primetime TV with Saturday night's main event on NBC, with the show featuring 3 championship matches. It was during one of those that a current champion suffered a potential medical issue. According to a new report from Fightful Select, Rhea Ripley had the wind knocked out of her during her Women's World Championship match against Nia Jax. The report does note that Ripley was okay after, and there was no mention of it being a bigger issue. AEW's Saraya reacts to Rhea Ripley comment by fan. But there's an unsuspecting twist. Former AEW Women's World Champion Saraya had a somewhat disagreeable exit from WWE prior to her arrival at the Tony Khan-led promotion, according to some. However, that did not prevent her from praising one of the top female talents in the sports entertainment juggernaut. Rhea Ripley, the Eradicator, is officially back on top of her division after her decisive win over longtime rival Liv Morgan on the Netflix debut of WWE Raw, reclaiming her Women's World Championship. She has a successful title defense in her books already, retaining it against Nia Jax on the latest edition of Saturday night's main event. Saraya, on the other hand, has been missing from in-ring action since Dynamite, titled Tuesday 2024 in October. Recently, a TikTok user shared their view of the importance of the anti-diva's WWE tenure with respect to the success and audience connection earned by Rhea Ripley. In response, the AEW star showered praise on the Nightmare, while acknowledging the quality of her old entrance music in the Stanford-based promotion, while supportive of her peers from there. Saraya has often been critical in her assessment of her time in WWE, describing less than pleasant experiences from both before her signing and just before her 2022 departure, before her subsequent All-Elite debut. AEW's Saraya shared her first post amidst breakup speculations. Saraya has been on a hiatus from AEW programming for several months now. In an interview last year, she had alluded to taking time off from the company to focus on other projects. Amid her continued on-screen absence, the unproblematic icon made headlines recently after news broke of her parting ways with her former partner, controversial musician Ronnie Radke. Numerous fans on social media have been speculating about Saraya's rumored breakup. The latter, however, recently posted an Instagram story discussing the merits of the app's account restriction feature and how it helps her avoid toxic users and comments. One of my fave things about this app is that you can restrict someone. So the trolls are literally screaming into the abyss in my comment section, and they have no idea. They're like F***K, yeah, I talk some SH**T to her. I'm cool AF, and no one can see it. Amazing, she wrote. 35-year-old veteran confronts Rhea Ripley backstage on Raw. Teases WrestleMania 41 clash. Rhea Ripley was backstage following the first successful title defense of her second reign as Women's World Champion. Not only was a huge WrestleMania 41 match teased, but there was also another incredible moment backstage that, as you probably know, Rhea Ripley defeated Nia Jax in the opening match of Saturday night's main event to retain the Women's World Championship. Following this and her feud with Liv Morgan seemingly ending, fans have been questioning what lies ahead for her. It looks like one possibility has emerged. Backstage during her interview with Kathy Kelly, the 35-year-old veteran and last year's Royal Rumble winner Bayley confronted her. The living legend teased a match at WrestleMania 41, an idea that many fans will be interested in. It's a very refreshing matchup for Rhea Ripley, but the odds of Bayley becoming the first 2-time winner of the Women's Royal Rumble seem slim, especially when you consider that Charlotte Flair is also on the playing field. And then there's the possibility of Becky Lynch's return. After she was done with Ripley, the role model turned around and saw her ex-Damage Control member and WrestleMania 40 opponent Io Sky, who simply said, "See you on Saturday." Controversial star opens up about a potential match with Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is one of the most popular female performers in professional wrestling. TNA star Tessa Blanchard recently shared her take on potentially competing with the Eradicator inside the squared circle. The former Impact World Champion has had her share of controversies over the years. The 29-year-old returned to TNA last month, attacking Jordynne Grace after her match against Rosemary at Final Resolution. Blanchard defeated the Juggernaut in her first contest back at the Genesis pay-per-view. During her recent appearance on the DeLoco podcast, Tessa Blanchard was asked about a potential match with Rhea Ripley. The Queen of the Carolinas pointed out that she and Rhea featured in the first-ever Mae Young Classic. While reflecting on how Ripley has changed over the years, Blanchard stated she would like to wrestle the WWE Women's World Champion. She's phenomenal. I've watched some of her matches, and we actually did the first-ever Mae Young Classic for WWE together. But she was a different Rhea Ripley then. She was blonde hair, still tall, still built, still phenomenal in the ring. But she has just transformed into this absolute powerhouse over there. So yeah, I would be down for that, she said. H/T. Fightful, WWE, and TNA recently signed a deal allowing crossover between the talents signed to NXT and the Nashville-based promotion. The multi-year partnership also allows performers to appear on PLEs or PPVs of the other company. It could result in the two companies booking several dream matches in the near future. Rhea Ripley scored a major win in her latest WWE match. Like Tessa Blanchard, Rhea Ripley also scored an impressive win over a dominant star in her most recent in-ring appearance. The former member of the Judgment Day defended the WWE Women's World Championship against Nia Jax at Saturday night's main event. The two women opened the show with a highly engaging back-and-forth contest, which ended with Ripley flattening Jax with a riptide to retain her title. The Nightmare has defeated the Irresistible Force in all the 3 singles matches the two have wrestled against each other. Rhea Ripley won the Women's World Championship by defeating Liv Morgan on the Raw Netflix premiere. The 28-year-old has already defended the title once. It will be interesting to see who she faces next. Major WWE star accuses Rhea Ripley of groping her during title match. A major WWE star hilariously accused Rhea Ripley of groping her during a recent title match. The Eradicator successfully defended her title at Saturday night's main event over the weekend. The 28-year-old defeated Nia Jax to retain the title at Saturday night's main event, and the Irresistible Force was humorously accused of groping Ripley during the match. Jax fired back with an accusation of her own today against Ripley and shared a photo from their Women's World Championship match this past Saturday night. Rhea Ripley defeated Liv Morgan on the debut episode of Raw on Netflix on January 6, 2025. Nia Jax had an impressive reign as WWE Women's Champion before Tiffany Stratton cashed in on her to capture the title earlier this month. The Irresistible Force will compete in the Women's Royal Rumble match this weekend after losing to